Guys, welcome to the I Love CVille Show. My name is Jerry Miller. It's great to be with you on a Friday, one of my favorite days of the week. It's the end of the week. The sun is shining. It is a great effing day to be alive. And I'll tell you what, on Friday in the I Love CVille Network, we do live music with some of the best Chamomile and whiskey in town. And they undoubtedly, one of our favorites, not only in the Commonwealth, but we do a lot of traveling for work up and down the Mid-Atlantic. And one of our favorites without question. You are live on the I Love CVille Network for Charlottesville, Commonwealth, the country, and the world. We're going to introduce two rock stars that I think need no introduction. We're going to introduce a media and music and marketing manager that needs no introduction as well, and Brian Combs. And ladies and gentlemen, a gentleman that is kind of the guy behind the scenes making everything happen, a connector, a liaison, a conduit, if you may, and Rod Phillips. Before we go anywhere, we are an advertising agency here. We represent about 113 clients up and down the East Coast on the first and second floors of our building, the Macklin Building in downtown Charlottesville. Two of our favorites, Intrastate Pest and Service Companies and Scott Wagner, Chiropractic and Sports Medicine. Any interfacing with the marketplace of those two brands originates in this building. We love what we do. Just like Koda and Marie and Rod and Brian, when you make your passion your profession, you never work a day in your life. And what other job can you have a cold beer, a hop drone, Nata, maybe a JMO shot or two at 12:45 in the afternoon on a freaking Friday afternoon? Judah Wickhauer, my friend, studio camera. We welcome everyone to the show. Cheers first.
Cheers.
Let's go ladies first. Okay, one lady here. Marie, the show is yours. Before we hear some beautiful music, tell us who you are. Personalize, localize, and humanize Marie and what you're all about.
Okay, I am Marie Borgman, and I play the fiddle in Chamomile and whiskey. Other than that, I teach fiddle lessons at the Blue Ridge Irish Music School, and I work on a farm called Blue Heron Farm.
Nice.
In Nelson County.
Living the dream.
Yeah.
I love it. Koda, jump in here, my friend. Tell us about you.
My name is Koda Kerl. I'm from Nelson County, Virginia, originally. And I play guitar and write and sing most of the songs in Chamomile and whiskey. Marie and I both grew up around here, and just enjoy hitting the spots around town. And I've lived in Charlottesville now for 10 years and love it. So we're happy to be here. We love CVille as well, so we are happy to be here.
Excellent. You're in a good spot. Brian Combs is going to get some props first. He helped set this up. Thank you, Brian. Of course, you have Pro Renata. You wear many hats at Pro Renata. You're passionate about crozet, entrepreneurship, beer, music, an evangelist for the community. Brian, the show is yours, my friend. Introduce yourself.
Thanks. Hi, my name is Brian Combs, and I'm a crozet resident. I've lived there since 2010, and I kind of got into the craft beer industry, I guess, about 6-7 years ago. Me and my father-in-law started home brewing in the backyard, so it was pretty cool. And it parlayed into going to a beer school up in Vermont and getting a sort of a certificate or degree in brewing, stuff like that. So I had every intention of getting into the beer industry somehow. So I came back to crozet, was involved in another brewery, fell through, found out that Dennis was opening up a brewery in crozet right down the street from me. So I went and introduced myself and got a job as the general manager there when it first opened up. So I started working there about 6 months before it opened. So I've seen the whole thing build. So
I love it. We're going to slide it, the mic over to him by the mic arm. Elizabeth Kennedy says, what up, what up, what up to you, Koda. Maya Gilmore says, what up. Maya Gilmore says, I miss and love you guys. Welcome Naples, Florida to the show, and Las Vegas to the program. Dave Grove, hello, and he's giving you some props. Rod, jump in here, my friend. You also a Renaissance man, wearer of many hats. Who is Rod?
Well, my name is Rod Phillips. I own a couple of Remaxes, one downtown over by Feast, and I own my original one I opened up 4 years ago. It was in beautiful Crozet, Virginia. I live in Ivy, got a great wife, 2 kids, and just love the real estate business. And but I also have a passion for music. I'm invested in being the main sponsor for Pro Renata's new event center, which is amazing. And just so excited to see, trying to bring bigger bands, better music to Crozet, and for it to be, a great music destination. So I'm really happy to be involved with Pro Renata. These guys over here, Koda and Marie, I met them like 8 years ago in a little place called Far Downers.
Love that spot.
And my wife and I were listening to them, and we didn't even know they were playing. And we just looked at each other like, wow, what a sound. And I knew this couple would grow this, and now Chamomile Whiskey is just done great things, and they've traveled all over the world playing music. So we're just so happy that they're from here in this area. So just happy to be involved, and looking forward to our big event next Friday, February 14th, Valentine's, from 7 to 10, and it's going to be rock and roll.
I
Please
love
join
it.
us.
I love it. Why don't we give this to Brian here, then we'll hear some music. Billy Castle's giving everybody some props from Ruckus the Bulldog. He's watching the program. Andrew Holyfield's watching. Lord Nelson, Disco Risque. Billy says, nice. I'm in Ivy too, Rod. I have a passion for music. You and I are like fucking soulmates. I love that. Billy Castle, I love you, homie. WNRN in the corner, welcome to the program. Raleigh, North Carolina, welcome to the program. Judah Wickhauer, my friend, do this. Put the photos of Pro Renata and their expansion on screen. And Brian Combs, you're Al Michaels here. You're going to give us the play-by-play of what's going down.
Sure, absolutely.
And just talk over here. It's not going to show up on that screen. It's going to be over here.
Okay.
So you just give us anything you want to talk about.
Yeah, sure. So we've been working on a new space behind the Pro Renata location, and it's a pretty big building. We put up about a 5,000 square foot building there, so it's 72 by 70, I think, is the dimensions on it. So
That's good Remax branding right there, Ron. Yeah, Ron's loving his fizz. Keep those photos coming, baby. Come on, Brian Combs. Bring that energy, baby.
yeah, it's super cool. Anyway, it's a really cool space. It's we put a lot of reclaimed sort of wood around the whole thing, so it has a really nice aesthetic to it. We have a really cool VIP section. But the number one thing was like, I've been booking bands at Pro Renata for a good 4 years now or so, and we have a decent stage. We provide house system, stuff like that, but the room was never right. So I've always been sort of praying for a better space someday. So now, we were talking about this new space down Pro Renata. What are we going to do with it? We're going to expand the beer brewing. We want to bring people to our space, so there's so much good music in this area, so let's try and maybe build a space that can take advantage, and not take advantage of, but just help these local
Spotlight,
bands.
highlight,
Spotlight
support.
them. Yeah, instead of playing in a place where you're, just got to move the tables and chairs, set the band up, and them doing their thing, so. We hired a really killer live sound guy, Mark Graham. He owns the sound. And he's very particular about sound systems. Trust me, he will let you know.
Tanya Ray, who's played this program many times. She's watching from Jersey. She goes, I love chamomile and whiskey right now. New Jersey in the house. What up, Tanya? Come back anytime you want on this program. Give it a like and a share. We're going to stop talking. Before we stop talking, I think this could be a good time to wet the whistle.
Yeah.
Drink up a little
Cheers,
bit.
guys.
Brian has been so generous with the beverages here, along with a little JMO, which is perfect for a Friday.
Absolutely.
Coda and Maria, I'm going to get out of the way. The show's yours. Maybe the first tune. You want to talk about the band a little bit?
Yeah, so we'll do this first song. We just shot a music video at the Whiskey Jar with some friends just a couple weeks ago. It's a lot of fun. And Emily Kresge is the star of the video.
Dropping Julia.
So, yeah, she's the star of the video. So this is a song off of our new record. We have a new album coming out this spring, and this will be probably one of the singles off the new record. So, ready? They do fly in this sweet little town. I've been here a while, but I had my ups and downs. I've rocked and I rolled, I burned it to the ground. And I once was lost, might never be found. They talk and they talk, way back when it used to get me down. Way back when I was skinny, way back when I was smart. Way back before I had this sad and busted heart. All that gumbo beer and whiskey, when I might have called it quits. But that was way back when I used to give a shit. When I used to strive for greatness, I used to feel I should. I used to think the world was honest and good. They told me what to do, they told me what to think, and they told me what to eat, and they told me not to drink. But that was way back when I thought I could say this world on the brink. Way back when I was skinny, way back when I was smart, way back before I had this sad and busted heart. Oh, the smear and the slander, well, it might have hurt a bit, but that was way back when I used to give a shit. Strive for greatness, I used to feel I should. I used to think the world was honest and good. But they told me what to do, they told me what to think, and they told me what to eat, and they told me not to drink. But that was way back when I thought I could save this world on the brink. Yeah, way back when I was skinny, way back when I was smart, way back before I had this sad and busted heart. All the gumbo, beer, and whiskey, when I might have called it quits. That was way back when I used to give a shit. Lord, now, that was way back when I used to give a shit.
That's what I'm fucking talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
you.
Steve Moore says, hi, everyone. Koda and Marie, you guys are sounding awesome. Brian and Rod are looking cool, too. Andy Pally says, what up, Brian?
What's that? It's pretty new, yeah.
That song is badass.
Thank you.
Tell us about the song.
Well, you know, we've been in town for a while, and I guess for all the things I love about Charlottesville, or just in general, I think music in general arts can become somewhat competitive sometimes, and people can be kind of judgmental, and I kind of just, over the years, have learned that it's not really a good way to be, and I don't really give a shit what people think anymore. So, you know, it's but yeah, we've only been playing it for a little while, but it's gone over well so far. So we recorded it down in Nashville for the new record, and we're excited to get it out there. Although it won't be on the radio because of the expletive.
But it could be on a show like this.
Exactly. So,
John Schaub, I hope I'm saying his last name right. I hope you guys are having fun. I'm here working, trying to finish the new space for C&W by next Friday. Hurry back and grab an effing hammer. He's watching the program right now.
John is the owner of Nata. So.
Okay, he's watching the program. He says he's having fun. Marie, what do you like about that song?
What do I like about it? Well, it's got pretty sweet guitar, like, harmony riff that if we had both of our guitars, you would hear that. But on the recording, you'll be able to hear that. So it's fun. I think a lot of people can sing along easily, and it's really fun.
Cool. Billy Castle says that is a great song. Tanya says, I want to dedicate this song to quite a few people I know. XOXOXO. How about this? Because she plays the Whiskey Jar, and you guys are passionate about the Whiskey Jar as well.
Yeah.
How about we give a little plug to the Whiskey Jar and Wilson Ritchie?
Absolutely, man. Love those guys, man. We played their opening weekend. We've been a band for about, I think, 6 months, and they had Jim Wave, who is the all-time man, and us opening weekend, and we've been friends for a long time. I just jammed with Tanya there on Monday night, so little baby brother bartends there. You know, it's a great place. Gotta love the Whiskey Jar.
Ed Coon says he's watching in Ohio. We got 7 different states watching the program. Rod, you jump in the mix. I'm going to swipe this over by the mic arm. They got the sound, they got the hook, they got the look, they got the talent. I mean, badass motherfuckers right here. Talk to us about what you like about this band.
Well, just the music and the fact that, you know, Koda's a great singer-songwriter and it's writing about his childhood and his upbringing in Nelson County here to Albemarle. Again, I'm one of their biggest fans. I've seen them probably 20 times, and just the way they've progressed over the years is so impressive, and they're such good people too. So they're just a lot of fun. They're a very fun band to watch live, and it's just I'm happy they're local. We can see them a lot.
Well, I'll say too that if you want to make something cool happen, you need patrons of the arts. So Rod's a great patron of the arts, and I'm glad we're still doing this. It's a few years ago we all met up to talk about making a show happen in Crozet, and now and Rod's Remax has been sponsoring it now for years, and it's cool to see people get together and make shit happen. So couldn't do it without him.
And it's one thing, I love supporting local businesses and local bands, and that's what it's about, and reaching out, and that's part of the whole thing with PRN and the sponsorship at the new event center. So it's just amazing, the people you meet and talented people like Marie and Koda.
Brian, we'll get you in the mix here. Talk to us about Chamomile and Whiskey and what you love about their sound. And guys, anybody watching the program, put in the comment section where you are watching. And I will relay it to the guys and the gal here on the show and let everybody know. Ray Cadell, who's a phenomenal horn player, Big Ray and the Cool Cats. He says, Mark Graham from the Sound Live LLC has mixed, produced, recorded several of my bands. If he's involved there, it'll be quality, powerful, and on point for sure. That's from a pro 35-year Ray Cadell musician. Brian Combs, jump in here, my friend. Anywhere you want to go.
Yeah. This might be the third appearance, I think, with Chamomile and Whiskey, I think, so far, or something. I think last time it rained, didn't it? Start out outside, was it outside?
Yeah, it started raining, and all the fans started helping us carry our stuff inside. It was awesome.
So that's been a little bit of a challenge throughout the last couple of years of trying to do some bigger shows at Nata. And the sound is much better when we did them outside on the patio. So I think, it's always a hit or miss when it's going to rain or something like that. You got to pull the equipment out, and sometimes it could be. So we know this area. I mean, I really feel like this area is wide open for a really good music venue. It's like we can pull from many different areas. The location from Charlottesville. So we just felt like we wanted to have a facility where we can showcase some of these bands and stuff like that. So it's Camryn Limousine played there 3 times now, and so Rod came to me and. An idea, let's get Chamomile Whiskey back in, and I think Valentine's Day was thrown out there, and I was like, well, if you can make that happen, that would be really fantastic. So,
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yes, the timing is working out now where they're going to be the first band that plays.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Tom Holliday says he's watching in Arrington, Virginia right now. Love some
Nelson
Arrington.
County, baby.
Nelson County. I love the freaking Tide River. Maya Gilmore watching from Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina. Louis Borgman right now watching from Florida. Is that Kim right there?
Grandma.
That's my grandma.
That's Grandma watching right now. How about this comment, guys? Tim watching in Atlanta with the law firm on the lunch break around Cubicle City in our office. All right. I know my role on Fridays is to shut the fuck up. You guys do your thing. The show is yours. Koda, anywhere you want to go, baby.
All right. Well, I Love CVille. We'll do this is our Charlottesville song. I actually found this on I was listening to my voice memos on my phone. I'll write ideas for songs or, little licks and stuff. And I found the first draft of this song I wrote, I think August 17th, 2017, just 5 days after August 12th. So I know a lot of the local musicians have, written a song or two about this. So this is, our installment. It'll be on the new record that we wrote for Charlottesville. So. I don't know the sidewalks of my town. My feet feel lost, can't find the ground. Shaken by the violence, now I'm longing for a sound. I don't know the sidewalks of my town, and I can still see the lines of your face. But I was always told fair was just a place. Mothers and losing daughters were all still running a race. I can still see the lines of his face. Cause I'm so tired of this feeling. My bar's hosting another wake. Seems all that we know now is reeling as the hearts just continue to break. Well, I bet he did a number on you. All of his failures what he couldn't amount to. I bet he gave it real hard, I bet he turned you black and blue. I can tell he did a number on you. So go on, tell me it's someone else's fault. In the prison of your mind, in a war you've already lost. But the world will keep on turning, it won't give you a passing thought. Go on, tell me it's someone else's fault. 'Cause I'm so tired of this feeling. My bar's hosting another wake. Seems all that we know now is reeling as the hearts just continue to break. So we can sit around and tell stories of our scars. But there's empty dining room chairs, empty stools at the bar. 'Cause we all lose the ones we love, no matter who we are. Just to sit around telling stories of our scars. 'Cause I'm so tired of this feeling. My bar's hosting another wake. Seems all that we know now is reeling as the hearts just continue to break. 'Cause I'm so sick of this goddamn feeling. My bar is hosting another wake. Seems all that we know now is reeling as the hearts just continue to break. As the hearts just continue to break. As the hearts just continue to break.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, you know what? And that song hits close to home. So the whole manifestation of the I Love CVille show was August 12th. So I was outside of this building here on A12 for two reasons. I was concerned about the building. Most importantly, my son, I knew that when he got to history class, he was going to be learning about this.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be able to say, your dad was there, and this is what your dad saw. And also the love and passion for the community.
Yeah.
So I was in a funk for like 60 or 90 days.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it was. My wife goes to me, you're going to go see a therapist or you're going to get out of this funk somehow. And she helped come up with this idea. She works here in the business too. I love her with all my heart. And she came up with this idea of doing this show and showcasing the best of Charlottesville.
Yeah.
And then helping our small part,
Yeah.
change the conversation by showcasing the Kodas and the Maries of the world. And,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
No, I think, it's for us, it's like, it's tough. We tour a lot, and it's hard, for years, we would play somewhere when, you'd be at set break or after the show, and someone would come up like, oh, so Charlottesville, that's where University of Virginia is, or there'd be different things, Dave Matthews Band, but then more recently, especially in 2017, 2018, people were like, oh, that's the really racist place, right? And it's like, no, it's really, actually, I think in general, not that we don't have our problems, but in general, a pretty great place, and I think that's part of why so many awful people came. But yeah, so it's been tough for us to see that kind of. So I appreciate what you're doing because it's tough to see how that can shift in people's minds. It's a bit
The perception when they don't
Exactly.
know.
Yeah.
And it's not true.
Yeah.
And it's painful. And like my wife's family's from Long Island, and they'll say, "Is this what's really going down?" I'm like, "No." The dude who's spending the rest of his life in jail is from freaking Ohio.
Yeah.
And drove here.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't a representation of our community. I think it was a reaction to our community. So yeah, it was.
That song is money.
Thank you.
What'd you think about it? What's the song make you feel? And then I'll throw it to you guys too.
I don't know. Koda's a really good songwriter, so I couldn't have said it even close, half as good as that. So it's all from Koda. So
Shaking by the Violence, I don't know the sidewalks of my town. I'm so tired of this feeling. My bar hosting another wait. Hit close to home, dude. I mean, freaking real. Jump in here, gentlemen.
Yeah, it was, 2 bad days, August 11th and August 12th that, led in from grounds to what happened downtown. And in real estate, too, it's a lot of people come from out of town, and people thought it was going to really hurt the real estate market, but it's not a representation of who we are. We're such a great town, and we really rally around each other, and we persevered through that. But, it was bad press for a year or so, but I love the song.
Thank you.
It's who we are.
Amen.
Amen.
What are you thinking, BC?
Yeah. My wife and I were on a cruise when that happened. So we were sitting on a cruise ship somewhere, and we were kind of just joining from the area, I guess, and we were watching along with sort of everybody else on the cruise ship sort of thing, and we were in another country, and it was definitely a negative reaction, like immediately from other people from about Charlottesville. It was like, and I had to do the same thing. What you said is like you had to sort of be like, no, it's not that.
Yeah.
That's not what it is. That was like one day.
Our old banjo player Lavin, who's Irish, and he moved back to Ireland, and he was texting us, seeing if everyone was okay. He's like, this is all over the news in Ireland, it was. And we had a lot of personal things happen that weekend too, so it was, I guess that was a lot of perspective for me, like seeing what had happened in our town, our friends, like, the picture of the car hitting. I knew a number of people. We grew up with some of the people in that picture and worked with all those people, and but also to have, we lost a family member and a friend in the same couple of days, and kind of gives you perspective on, I don't know, it's like life is hard for everybody, so I don't quite understand how some people think it's somehow a good idea to make it harder on somebody else, I guess.
Well said. Well said. Let's relay some of these comments here. Ronnie, you're going to like this. Ronnie Kreger, watching in Lynchburg. He goes, I got a crush on Marie. Please let her know that. Koda, you're getting a lot of props over here. Robin Kidd says, I was with Chamomile and Whiskey on August 13th in Lynchburg. I will never forget they played downtown. I was volunteering backstage.
That was August 12th, actually.
Never loved a local band so much. They are real.
Yeah, we played, it was August 12th when we played in Lynchburg. It's probably the biggest crowd we've ever played for. We played with Blues Traveler, and I think it was like 4,000 or 5,000 people, and we had just had all this happening. So we're like sound checking as we're hearing about what's going on. We had left town and gotten to Lynchburg, and it was the most emotional show. Marie wore sunglasses the entire time, so no one would see her crying, and it was. But the crowd was amazing to us. It was pretty incredible. I don't know if Blues Traveler quite got it, what was going on, but the crowd certainly did, and that was a really meaningful. I'll never forget that show the rest of my life.
Travis Elliott says you guys are looking good and sounding great. Kestrel Blue Curl.
My little sister.
My favorite band in the whole world. This song chills every time I absolutely hear it. Koda is the best songwriter, evoking every emotion from listeners. Wow.
Well, she's biased. She's biased.
No, she's not biased. She's accurate.
I love her nonetheless.
She's accurate. Maya says those lyrics, though. And how about some props for Rod over here? Rod is getting some props from Debbie Gibson Dedamore. Hi, Rod. I love you. Give it a like and a share on any of the streams you're watching. Perrin Anderson, I know Brian Combs, hell of a guy. I count 12 states watching the show now. If you leave a comment on any of the Facebook pages, put where you're from, and I'll pass the comments on to the band. I'll crack some beers. You want me to pour?
Crack some more beers.
Okay.
That song makes me want to drink. Sounds great.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll crack a pour. Hey, go to the show is yours, baby. Anywhere you want to go?
Oh, do you want another song?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's do one. I was thinking about this earlier. Although we haven't announced the release date for a new record, we just we made a record this last year in Nashville with our new friend. His name's Ken Coomer. He's a great producer. Played drums for the band Wilco for a long time, and Uncle Tupelo. And we made this record with him that'll be coming out soon. And the only song on the record that we didn't write is this next one we're going to play here. That was written by my good friend and my ultimate hero musically, Bobby St. Hours, who was a founding member of the Hackensaw Boys, and he was a part of our record label, Countywide Records. And I guess we've been covering his song since we started. But yeah, so we covered this song, and I remembered that we did a songwriter night at Brewery Nata. This is, I think, a couple years ago, and it was myself, Bobby, my friend Oil Derek, and my friend Red Kinnearum from Red and the Romantics. And I still think, I'm like, man, you could take that on the road and charge a lot of money to see that, to see at least those three, man. It's like, they're like three of my all-time favorite songwriters. So it was a really cool night where we all kind of took turns playing and then played a few together at the end of the night, if I remember correctly. So that was a really cool night for me. So we'll do one of Bobby's songs here. Well, I set out to find Jesus on my lonely trail. I wound up in religion. I wound up in the jail. Mother Mary come to me like a goddess in disguise, waking up my body, rolling pennies off of my eyes. Warned me that her Jesus would make me a hunted man. And she left me with the jailbirds. She said, I've done all that I can. Well. Well, I cried to thank my mother. Man said there ain't no women here. Welcome to the lion's den. Hello, my name is Fear. You can never fool me. You can never escape. And I let her shadow move me. I made my first mistake. Called upon my lover, and I held her in my mind as the lion set upon me, shouting, boys, it's supper time. Well. Up a bottle, I poured a river of wine. I drank the blood of the Savior, and he drank some of mine. And I ate a dose of courage, and I ate a dose of love. And the first gateway to hell opened, show me what I've been dreaming of. The crowd came out to dance for me, and I was burned by my own rage. And somebody called my family doctor, and he put me in a cage. Well. And I spent all of my anger, I spent all of my pride. I emerged a broken man, just looking for a ride. And I thought about my homeland, people of my past. And a man gave me a Bible. He said, I'm glad, son, that you asked. I read there the 7 curses that follow me home if I return. And the devil gave me a torch to bear, for to set my soul to burn. Well. Shoulder, and there's a watchman in my brain, and I guess I'm getting older. My mind rides on a train. Mother Mary, she come to me, take away my name. My body will not speak to me. I'm too tired to play the game. Whistle keeps on blowing, time keeps dragging on. The sun comes through my window, soon my memory will be gone. Well.
That's what I'm talking about. Don't you feel so lucky right now? We're sitting here drinking beer on a Friday, drinking JMO, listening to Rockstars right now. Koda.
Free concert.
I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, well done,
it's
Jerry.
amazing.
Well done,
It's
Jerry.
so good. Why don't we do this? Why don't we pass along Star Matthews' comment? She said, great job on that cover, and thanks for all the love.
Oh,
we will
man.
have to get Bobby on here soon.
Yeah, man. That's Bobby's
Give it a
wife.
like and a share. I see Alabama watching the program right now. Talk to us about that song, baby.
Well, Star is Bobby's wife, and I met, I must have been in high school probably when I met Robert and the Hackensaw Boys and all those guys, and there's a Yeah, it's like I don't know if you call it like an underground copy of a recording he did that's called the Stony Point Sessions, and it's just 9 or 10 songs, one mic on a front porch of this cabin in Stony Point like 15 years ago.
So good.
And I think it's probably my favorite record.
We were just listening to it last night.
Yeah, I think it's my favorite record ever made. Like with anything, Tom Petty, Springsteen, anybody, and he's just I feel very lucky to call him a good friend, but musically, I don't think there's a bigger influence on me, and I was lucky to grow up in my formative years as a songwriter, surrounded by such talented people. So it's always an honor to play any of Bobby's songs.
Nice. Marie, how about some musical influences for you?
Musical influences. All over. As far as fiddle, I grew up playing old-time music and Irish music, and so there are lots of wonderful, famous Irish fiddlers that I could list off. But okay, I'll just say Liz Carroll is one. But there are lots, and I really drew from the people that I learned from in Charlottesville, really in this area, and the people who came through the Blue Ridge Irish Music School when I was actually a student there as a kid, where I teach now. But they got some great workshops through, so famous musicians came through and gave us lessons, which was really awesome. But as far as what our music, the music we play with Chamomile and Whiskey, I feel like the band is a big influence, and of course Tom Petty has always been one of my favorites. And Koda's influenced by Bob Dylan a lot, and I think we draw from that.
We have listeners saying a mix between Mandolin Orange and Drive-By Truckers.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Watching right now.
I like that.
Welcome Louisiana to the show here. How about this question for you, Brian Combs? How effing lucky are we in this community? I feel like we don't, when you're like living in it, you don't truly appreciate what you have. Yeah. Like the music in this town. I mean, what's the school you're a part of? I'm drawing a blank here.
Blue Ridge Irish Music School.
Blue Ridge Irish Music School. Mm-hmm. You got the front porch.
Right.
Front porch crushing it. Mm-hmm. You got Miller's live music 7 nights a week. You got the Whiskey Jar. You got the Jefferson. You got the Southern. I mean, you got Pro Nata. I mean, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, do you try to put it in perspective from like a macro standpoint if you can? Tough question. You too, Rob.
Yeah, the cool thing is this area is so blessed to have so many wineries and breweries and everything in the area to allow for some musicians that sort of just, they do it for a profession, but they just do it because they enjoy it. Allows them to keep doing it, I think, on a more regular basis. There's more places to choose from to play out, and it makes it great for people that are coming to these places to get to hear all this awesome music, and I think it allows the support for more of them to keep doing it, I think. So, yeah, it's we have a plethora of amazing talent in this area. I mean,
That's true.
man, there's so many young bands, too, that are coming up. We have a high school band, these high school kids that are in a band. I think they're called 14 Stories. They played at Pro Nata several times, and just when they come and play, they've
reached out to us.
they're great.
Do you think we should get them on?
Oh, no doubt, yes.
Okay. All right, I'll take you up on that.
Yeah.
Duran,
Yes, good.
based on your your statement.
Yep.
Rod, jump in here. Anywhere you want to go.
Well, just again, just being lucky, and when I explain Charlottesville, one of the first things I say, it's just such a great music town, starting with Dave Matthews, but just venues like the Jefferson, the Southern, and now our new event center at Pro Nata can be, among those talent, those elite centers that we're going to get bigger and better bands, but just a big follower of music, from Led Zeppelin, the Grateful Dead, the Tom Petty's one of my favorite, Marley, to the other side, R.E.M., the Smiths, Morrissey. Just you can see it all here. This Wednesday night at the Jefferson, or next Wednesday, the Wailers are playing. The 21st is also a great Led Zeppelin cover band. So you can just have, just crazy amount. Every week you can go see great bands, and then of course, leading into the 14th, not to give it more props, but these guys are amazing. It's so amazing just sitting here. Brian, I just say we have a little free show here on a Friday afternoon. Thank you, Jerry, for pulling this together.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Koda and Marie.
Koda and Marie.
Yeah, we can drink a beer. I'm loving this, dude.
This works for
sitting
me.
with
Be doing this by
live,
myself otherwise.
yes, real live rock stars. So please, the opening, we're so happy and proud to have Camomile and Whiskey for the inaugural event and that concert on next Friday, the 14th.
John Updike watching, he says, I love this band right here. We got a lot of requests for Nelson County. I would love to hear Nelson County as well. I mean, I've counted like 14, 15 requests here. One of my best buddies lives in Arrington, right past the post office, right past the convenience store. Take a right on the bridge. Go down when the asphalt goes to dirt road. I take a left on Percy's property. I go down Percy's property, past the 3 or 4 cars that haven't been driven in 23 years, past the pack of beagles, past the cows, go down the wire, go down to Shannon's place, do a couple things, and then next thing you know, we're on the Ty River feeling good.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
How about some Nelson County? Can we hear some Nelson County?
I tell people this at shows all the time, like we're not going to play a request unless we know it. But if you request a song that we know, that we wrote, then we probably don't.
Is this the one you hear most often?
Yeah, probably.
The video is
Probably.
badass.
Yeah, it's probably the most, especially on the road, because I think the video had some viral traction at one point, so it's probably the one we get the most on the road, which is kind of cool because Nelson County is actually a small place, but
Right.
I think maybe it just reminds people of their hometown. So, but yeah, we know all the spots, man. I mean, the first time Marie and I got together to play music, she was giving me directions to her house, and she said, "Don't bear left in the junk yard to get to her house." So, like, I know what you're talking about. The asphalt turns to,
My favorite
gravel.
spot
I know
is
that.
the hippie hole.
The hippie
we
hole,
pull over
yeah.
the hippie hole, we get right, and then we go back down the river.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, Willie's probably doing that right now. So. All right. Well, this is for Nelson County then. I can see that county line flickering neon of a vacancy sign, swaying like blue jeans on the clothesline. And all these miles I'm in to travel into this life. You think I heard her pass the time? Her dogwood smile, those lips on wine. Memories, they flow and wind, just like the James River, to the back of my mind. Oh, Virginia, little darling, I call your mountains home. To Nelson County, I'll never be alone. No, 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 I'll never be alone. No, 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 I'll never be alone. Now the highway, she's cold and long, just the reworked words to an old time song. Drunken circles, we keep rolling along, lap the song and echo of all that I've done wrong. Past West Virginia rail cars to the Carolina pine, the hills of Vermont to that Manhattan skyline, and I close down the bar all down the line. But I got a red clay heart, I got one place on my mind. Oh, Virginia, little darling, I call your mountains home. To Nelson County, I'll never be alone. No, 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 I'll never be alone. No, 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 I'll never be alone. Take my hand, baby, with the Blue Ridge in your eye. Sucker down, darling, in the rockfish on the side. Underneath the tower, can't you hear that herring call? There's barn dust in the whiskey, let's amplify it all. Oh, Virginia, little darling, call your mountains home. Nelson County, I'll never be alone.
Dude, I have to love it. I love it. I got goosebumps over here. Robin King goes, such a great way to spend an afternoon. Thank you, guys. Mac Peters, watching the program right now, says, give some love to the Music Resource Center.
Yes, MRC, for
Throw
sure.
it to you there.
Yeah, man, that's an incredible. I mean, I don't know when we did a fundraiser for them last year, but I know that they've provided so much for so many kids to get into music. And I actually, speaking of high school bands, when we're doing our St. Patrick's Day party at the Jefferson on March 14th, we have a high school band called The Company opening for us, and I think they formed at the Music Resource Center. Or if they didn't form there, they at least practiced there a lot.
Yeah.
So that's a really cool, for me, us growing up in Nelson County where there weren't as many resources, it's very cool to know that the people of this community can...
So sorry.
No, go ahead.
We didn't have an orchestra or any kind of strings at our school, and so for me to learn violin, I didn't even realize this when I was a kid, that I had a scholarship through the Music Resource Center
really?
to have private lessons.
This is pre-YouTube.
So
I ain't dating you, but it's pre-YouTube, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh totally.
Right,
Totally.
because we like the same age here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I took classical lessons from Betty Gross in Charlottesville, and that was, I think, at least half of that was paid for through a scholarship through the Music Resource Center.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Max says, shout out to Music Resource Center. If you haven't seen Chamomile and Whiskey live, you've been messing up. Bring extra socks because they will knock them off. Your sister is like the best publicist ever. She's including a link to the Nelson County music video on every single stream right here.
She's been doing this since we started, man. Like, so I'm one of 8 kids, and when we first started playing, we had pretty quickly went from like playing bars to playing bigger venues. I mean, at least around here. And I think it was mostly because my family would all come to the show. And my little sister, she's very pretty. She got in the front and started dancing. And it just, so she probably has been hyping us up better than anybody for a long time.
Allison says, we're watching you guys at the bank downtown. Please don't say which one. Just let them know they're making us better right now. Mercer Johnson wants to know, where's Drew?
Who knows where Drew is? No one ever asked that question. No, Drew's probably swinging a hammer somewhere, man. He doesn't live in Charlottesville.
Right.
But
Give it a like, give it a share on any of the streams you're watching. G Milo says you guys sound amazing. Mary Gay says you guys sound absolutely fantastic. Asheville is all over the show right now.
Nice.
Hey, we're coming to Asheville ISIS Music Hall on April 2nd. So we're coming
Plug some
down
shows.
there. Yeah.
What do we got coming up?
Well, yeah, February 14th. I don't think we've ever played a Valentine's Day show. I don't
Really?
think we ever have.
Nope.
So this is our first Valentine's show, but I want to, assure the listeners that we will still play plenty of sad songs too. So it'll be at least 60% sad songs. So yeah, the new Brewery Nata venue, which I got a tour of from Brian about a month ago.
Is it pretty dope? What'd you see?
It looks incredible, and I'm excited for them. I'm excited. My brother lives in Crozet. He just bought a house there recently and has little kids, and he's like,
Use an uncle.
It's the best.
Dang.
It's the best. And when he was in his late 20s, early 30s, he'd come out and see us play, and stay out drinking with us late night. But now he's got little kids at the house, so which I think a lot of people, yourself included, have families in Crozet. So to have a really professional venue that people can, just go down the street to and get back to the house if they need to, I think it's gonna be really great for that community. We're going to we're going to Knoxville, Athens, end of the month. We'll be at the Jefferson for our St. Patrick's Day party on March 14th, and then I think we've got Asheville, Raleigh, Philly. We have a lot of stuff coming this spring. We signed with a new agent recently, and the new record will be coming out this spring. So this spring's gonna be busy for us. But this will be this Valentine's Day show will be our first show in a while. So we're excited. We should be fresh.
I want to give you some props. Because you ready for some cold burr here? You have turned pro Renata with the help of the team, but you guys have made it into a phenomenal effing venue. Disco Risque. I mean, you guys have some fucking great bands play there. Talk to me about that. I mean, props, kudos.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just try to keep a pulse of whatever I can, because, I have a home life too. So I try to keep a pulse of sort of what's going on, especially in Charlottesville area. And there's just so many just great bands. And one I sort of never could go out to because I don't go out to Miller's that much to play, but it was Born Crooked guys. They used to play there or whatever all the time. They did a really good job. I was like, it'd be really cool to have them out to our space. But I was thought, well, they would be the wrong band for our current space. But I've been following them and trying to get them out to Promenade forever, and finally they moved out to Nashville. I think they're recording an album out there or something like that, doing some cool stuff. So I've been trying to reach out to them about coming to play Promenade, and we lined it up about 4 or 5 months ago. We're like, we got a new venue coming. It's gonna be cool. So they're playing next Saturday. Anyway, Born Crooked. They're really, really, really good. You know them? Or?
I love them. Yeah, they opened for us at the Southern. Yeah, years ago. And we had never seen them live, and just two of them, it's brother and sister. And they fill the room up, man.
And they're bringing some guests. They're bringing some special guests for that thing. It's going to be good.
They are.
They will not, however, be in the new space, but they will be. It'll be a good show.
How about some props to the variations of the band? I don't know how many times I've run into Ames Coleman around this town. That guy's like the freaking mayor of Charlotte over there.
That's what
I see you in variations of your band over here. Said Koda and the Drunken All Stars.
Yeah. So when I'm
pouring you some beer here.
Yeah, pour me some beer. Why not? So the Drunken All Stars, when Camryn and Whiskey first started, when you guys met us, we were playing Far Downers. We used to play a lot of bars all the time, and then once, and this is a lesson to any of you young musicians out there. And we made this mistake plenty of times, but if you want to play a bigger venue, don't play a free bar show the night before you're going to play a bigger venue.
Why? Because you get hungover as fuck?
Well, because it's just you don't want to you want to consolidate. You don't want to be splitting your market up too much. Over the And so we used to play a lot of bars. When Chamomile and Whiskey started, well, yeah, that too. When we started playing bigger venues and playing the bar less, I still really like playing bar shows. So it originally started with my buddy Johnny Stubblefield from Parachute. We started playing, we started the Drunken All-Stars, which was kind of this collective of musicians who would be around, and we would play different bar shows for fun and have a good time. And Ames came along with that pretty quickly, and I started referring to him as the mayor. And then he would have people at shows so let me ask you, I didn't realize that you were the mayor.
I heard you say that on the at the rooftop deck of Live Arts.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
At a show.
That sounds about right, yeah. And also, so if you're going to have... We've been doing this for a long time. We've toured a lot, and if you're actually going to really tour, you need to have a deep roster because it's very unlike. Like if you're in Nashville, there's people everywhere who can go on tour all the time. But in Charlottesville, a lot of people have day jobs, have families, so you need people who can step in. So Ames is one of many people who's stepped in for a short run here and there, and so it's kind of fun. And even our ex-members are all still part of the family, so we still will call them up and It's nice to have a roster of people that you can count on, that if the main person can't make it for something, you've got people who are talented and willing to hop in. So it's good to have a deep roster. And Ames is the captain.
Someone get Ames Coleman in the mix over here. Tag him in the stream and get that motherfucker watching this show right now. Yeah. Doug Segura, am I saying his name right over there?
I don't know.
They say you guys became my favorite band when some of the band members let my foster kids play the drums and bass at a Blue Toad show last summer.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Great people. Great people.
I think somebody might have got some people might get annoyed when the kids play the drums. It doesn't bother me. So
What's this make you feel like when you're getting all this props from the town you grew up in, just loving you and just giving you props here?
It's pretty great. I mean, I think that we've felt like since day one we've always kind of been a band of the people, and we haven't.
That's a great description.
We've never been great at the bringing in the extra lighting rig or all. We don't have all the tricks that some bands do. But we kind of just have always been
the lyrics and the music do the work.
Yeah, and it's so to have when we tour, we get a great response a lot of the time. But to come home and have this kind of stuff, it means a lot. It does.
I loved it. Can we do one more? Can we close with one more?
Sure.
What do you want to play?
One of the ones.
I didn't bring my cape away. Let's do. All right. Whatever you want.
Welcome, Mississippi, over here.
Mississippi. We played
Mississippi.
Hattiesburg once. Mississippi. Remember?
Yeah, we do.
How are social media when used for not hating and negativity and politicking?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is social media for the good.
We had I think once in our history of our social media, we had two fans get into a political argument on something we had posted about a show or something that wasn't political at all. And we were just like, come on, guys, please take this somewhere
it's about
else.
music.
This is not we do not need 47 comments of you guys, commenting. Or maybe Hard Time Honey?
Yeah.
We'll do something a little faster, I guess. Okay. Well, I wrote this song here because I used to, our friends Red and the Romantics are my favorite band of all time. They used to play every Monday at the Whiskey Jar, and Monday is a great night for musicians. Unless you're on the road, you're not usually playing. And so we would go down there all the time, and they would usually ask me to sit in. And his band, they got some legends: Betty Jo Dominic, Steve Riggs. And
I'm playing with Betty Jo this coming Monday.
Nice.
Yeah, at the Whiskey Jar. Yeah.
Look
Baby
at
Joe's
you, a
coming.
little plug right there. I like it.
When she plays the accordion, and so I would try. They would ask me to sit in, and we had done a couple songs like a lot of times. And it's a lot of the same people, so I wanted to write a song that would work well with that lineup. And then we recorded it with Camomile and Whiskey, and it kind of turned into this whole. It's the most unique song I've ever recorded. We won't. People won't
Don't
know
give
until
it
they hear
away.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
You got people saying you need to play Red Wing Roots Festival ASAP.
let them know, man.
love
Well,
You're like, let's do it,
yeah,
right?
Let's do
We'd
it,
love
man.
to.
Yeah, tell them to give us a call. All right. I hear the thunder coming, another wasted day, and I'm burning up the pages as you start to slip away. People got it hard now, the anger and the pain. It rattles in my heart, it rattles in my brain. I'm gonna take this trouble, gonna burn it down. These are hard times, honey. They hardly touch us now. It's there for the taking, the autumn of your mind. But we'll argue in the bygone as tomorrow's fall behind. Now sweat and sex and hunger, the anger and the hurt. Feel it in my blood now, in the ash and in the dirt. I'm gonna take this trouble, gonna burn it down. And these are hard times, honey. They hardly touch us now. Ain't no one ever tell you when you was just a kid. Nobody gives a damn about those little things you did. And you're all on your own now, and that's the way it's always been. But we can revel in the freedom, we can revel in the sin. We're gonna take this trouble, gonna burn it down. And these are hard times, honey, they hardly touch us now. We're gonna take this trouble, gonna burn it down. And these are hard times, honey, they hardly touch us now. Touch us now. Touch us now. Touch us now.
That's what I'm talking about. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. You're getting some props from a lot of people right now. I'm going to get to some of the comments. If I don't mention your name, it's not because I don't love you. It's because we're running out of time right now. Chris Turner says, this just made my Friday. He is watching in Lynchburg, Virginia right now. Give it a like and a share on any of the streams you are watching. Koda, I'm going to throw it back to you, my friend. Anything you want to say, any shows you want to plug, any place we can engage with the brand and the band.
Well, I will say this. So we, obviously February 14th, Valentine's Day, at Brewery, Nata, the new space. We're so excited about. As far as the band goes, social media, CamomilWhiskey.com. But we didn't tour too much last year. We've really been working a lot behind the scenes, making this record. It's by far the thing I'm most proud of I've ever done in my life. I've never felt like I've done anything that sounded this good. So we will be announcing the release date soon, but I think we might as well just tell people what the name of it is. So we'll give you a little I Love CVille exclusive.
Oh, there we go. You and 5,000 people.
So we got the request for Nelson County, and so a lot of bands will name a record after a line in a song. So Nelson County is on our last album, Sweet Afton, but we decided to name this record after a line from Nelson County off the last record. So the new album.
Wait, explain that to me again.
Sorry. So
what'd you say?
These beers are catching up. No. So a lot of bands will name a record after a line from a song on the album. So we decided to name our record, this upcoming one, from a song from a previous album we've already put out. So we're naming this new record Red Clay Heart, which is from a line from Nelson County.
That's dope.
So we thought that'd be kind of funny to do do it backwards. But yeah, so Red Clay Heart, that's the official name of the new album. It'll be coming out this spring, and I just encourage people to not just check us out, but check anything. If you like music and you like seeing cool things happen, do what we're all doing right now and get together with some friends and have a beer and make it happen. Like nobody's gonna do it for you. So I'm excited that we get to do things like this and work with people who are proactive and want to do something cool for the community. And it's a big testament to Rod and Brian and there's a lot of people in this community, I think, doing that. But I do hear people complaining sometimes and kind of like wishing there was more happening. And it's like, well, if you want more things to happen, jump on in there and do it yourself.
The fourth person on the stream literally said, any chance of playing at Red Wings this summer? I don't want to speak for y'all, but yeah, we'll play at Red Wings. Is that safe to say?
We would be happy to do it. You know, talk to our agent Chad.
Yeah, they do this for a living. I mean,
yeah, if it's someone from Red Wing, they need to talk to Chad. But otherwise, yeah, we're in. I mean, we're down. Totally. We've heard it's great.
Michael Corbett says these two are the best. We need to get them at Red Wings again. Another one over here. I want to give you some props. Oh boy, thank you for setting this up.
Thank you, man.
I'm truly grateful.
Thank you. Yeah, been a great day. Yeah, I want to really give thanks to Rod too. It's like, I mean, it's really kind of interesting how this came together. It's really kind of through Rod, my friendship with Rod, and Rod's friendship and appreciation for their music, and we've talked about ways we could to get a band of their caliber into our space originally and the whole thing. And Rod really helped us through a sort of sponsorship or through co-sponsorship with Nata. It's really cool, and that parlayed into a second time, and then it parlayed into the new space as well, like the acoustics, and he helped us, like, we talked, like, what can make the space really cool? One was, like, appreciation for the sound, make it, sound right. So Rob was like, yeah, he likes to see bands, and he wants to sound right, too. So Rod helped us offset some of the costs for the acoustics in the space to make it sound right, so.
How about we give
Kudos.
a little, slide that mic over to Rob over there. Boulder, Colorado in the house says, this made our lunch break right now. Rob, the show is yours, my friend.
Oh, yes. Well, thank you, Brian. And just to say again, one thing, the original stage of Pro Nata, some bands maybe complained about the acoustics and so this whole new venue is about the acoustics, and I'm really looking forward to getting feedback from Koda, Marie, and Camo and Whiskey. Just that I hope they come out of that night saying, wow, this is a great venue and our music sounds great, and we're going to get bigger and better bands here as well, just like Camo and Whiskey. So, but really just again about the 14th, this is a free concert. Camo and Whiskey is playing for free, no cover charge. So that's amazing. So please, they're not playing for free, but
no, but I mean,
the venue's not charging. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, so the fans,
there's no cover charge. So,
thanks to you guys,
so please come out. I mean, I know it's next Friday night. There's lots of things to do, but we'd love to have you, and this is going to be really exciting. Again, with Camo and Whiskey being in Koda, a singer-songwriter, there's a lot of bands out there that do just covers, and that's great. But they sing so many original songs that they wrote over the years that are so meaningful to the area, and Nelson County, Albemarle County, Charlottesville, and it's just it's a great show and great people, and so. Please join us, and not to put a little plug in about Remax, but I don't want to be cheap here, but I know there's a lot of choices out there. There's 900 or so real estate people that are licensed.
1,200. Over 1,200.
A lot of part-timers.
But, literally over 1,200. The restaurants and realtors, most competitive category.
Yes, it's that way in a lot. I'm also licensed in Florida, and Sarasota at one point had 5,000 agents, but So there's a lot of choices out there, but I'm a 7-day-a-week kind of guy, and I'm all about customer service. And if I can help you buy or sell real estate, please give me a call.
Well said.
Anybody on my
Well
team.
said. Well said. Well said. All right, this is what we're gonna do. A lot of people watching the program right now that want to watch it from the beginning. I'm gonna close this computer. That means I ain't getting to any more comments today. I'm sorry, and it's not because I don't like you, but I just don't have the time. We got to drink some beer here. This is what we're gonna do with this show. I got a clear schedule. I'm in that bar right over there. We're going to take today's show. We're going to archive it on ilovecville.com, the audio and the visual. We're going to take today's show by close of business. We're going to turn it into a podcast on anywhere you get your podcast, including Apple Podcasts. We suggest that one for 2 weeks after today's show. We're going to syndicate it across the I Love CVille network, 17 Facebook pages, 17 Twitter accounts. We got the third largest Instagram in the community behind UVA in the city of Charlottesville. We have a daily fucking e-newsletter that goes out to 125,000 inboxes every morning at 11 a.m. It's I Love CVille. Koda, Marie, Ron, and Brian, Judah, and Jerry, be easy. Have a good weekend. Get after it, but be safe. Take care, guys.
Thanks, Jerry.
Good work. Good work.
Thank you, Darren.
Dude,
Thank you.
good work. So good.
Awesome.
So good.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, our pleasure.
A lot of fun.
Our pleasure.
Oh, that's fun.
Got a little drinking to do.
Yeah, man. I remember I did a corner with Kai once. I think